Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We've not been, graced with a random non sequitur today. I'm guessing it's bi-weekly.
We didn't have from last week.
I thought Jack did one last week.
It's important to be unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of unpredictable,
and that's why Discord and fucking Internet Explorer are the worst possible things to download onto your computer.
I mean, honestly, Discord has been. People have said Discord can potentially brick your computer because it's basically a Chromium browser, but not actually a browser.
God.
It's like really heavy on your computer if you let it. But yeah, I lied. We're doing a Balatro stream. We're going to see if I can get to Anti 20. For every Anti I fail, we cut a finger off of Dylan.
Hey, wait, what?
If I win,
Not famous.
if I
specifically.
win, if I win,
I have a knife.
If I win an Anti over 8, we're going to cut one of Jack's toes off instead.
Someone also
you
has
can't
a knife,
cut a
unfortunately.
musician's fingers off. That's like a hate crime.
True, I'll just cut your dick off.
Hey, no, that's just as bad. Don't you know that a musician needs his dick just as much as he needs his fingers and hands?
Seamus
why
isn't
did-
using that.
Not currently, but there's a chance, okay?
Is there?
So-
Is there really?
Last we left our heroes. Seamus the castrated bard.
Oh, that's just what we're going with here. Okay.
Aldane the paladin. He's just a paladin today. Dyron the half elf. The half elf. It's because I didn't call Aldane a half elf paladin. Dyron the Genasi rogue. And Felix the Eladrin painter. The four of you, as well as Karen and Rua, settled into Black Crane after teleporting in. While one of you sent a sending to Guy to liaise with him to basically meet him within Black Crane. And you were sort of given a moment to, talk about what had happened in Black Crane since you were last there. Especially how the statue that was in the center of the very fountain area where you'd killed, where Testament was killed even. Yes, you talked about how the statue had its head cut off, among other things. When you met with Guy, you also found Jade and Prody in the area, the three of which basically led you to the town hall building of Black Crane, or Rainwall specifically, where you were shown the map of the continent, and they basically said their suggestions for what to do, and how trying to get to Cordis in any capacity by boat would be a fool's errand. And Prody suggested the idea of if he was to go with you guys to the various orc camps that dot the land within the Frostfang Mountains, the Aster Forest, and Sentusk specifically, he would do his best to unite them, to use them as an extra bit of fighting force to punch through when it comes to getting into Centralis and dealing with the cult.
Brody, unite them.
You were told it will take about a month to get to Kolodnia Pole. But there was the idea of what you could get to Shimo, and then from Shimo, going effectively near enough a straight line to the capital of Kolodnia Pole. However, it would be a case of potentially having to organise with Drick protection along the road, as the wilderness of Kolodniapol is not very friendly. You could also just head to Yuto and deal with Seamus's trial there, before you head to the Frostfang Mountains and the Temple of the Byakko. You also spent some time talking to various NPCs, with Aldane speaking to Jade, Felix speaking with Turim, Seamus spoke with Prody, and Dairon spoke with Layla, as she is also around and is actually helping you guys now that she has been given the chance to, and since Eben has been killed. You're also told that regardless of what you have to do, it will take a couple of days for a couple of horses and carts to be procured, because there's going to be pretty much 7 of you traveling, as there'll be the 4 of you, along with Ruba, Kerin, who will leave once you get near Akra's home to look after the orphanage, and Prody. So yeah, I'm gonna say, unless you want to do any roleplay during the next day of preparation, we could always just cut to the actual day of you leaving Rainwall. It's up to you though, if you guys want to do anything else. You could restock on supplies if you want anything in particular. You could see if there might be even any magical items to purchase. As while a lot of stuff was very much unrecoverable from the Ebony Imperium itself, because the tower pretty much collapsed into the Life Gate, there is still stuff within Rainwall specifically that, you could look into.
I guess, can I do a little look-see for anything that could be of interest to me, like maybe a magic rapier or some crossbow or a bow?
I mean, if all of you want to, if all of you are interested in potentially looking for any magical items / potions or whatever, Guy would tell you of a magical item shop that does actually exist within Rainwall. The shopkeeper has actually been working with Turim to make magical items for us, just for the sake of, giving everyone good equipment. If any of you want to, give me, let me check actually, what roll do I want you to make? What is the... Give me a D100, each of you. This isn't a high or low thing, this is just based on what you might be able to find.
6.
88 miles per hour.
5!
$5 foot
Oh,
long.
damn it.
So, I'm gonna
I hope
allow
the high
you
number is
guys-
good in this scenario for my own sake.
5 and 4, what
So-
the fuck?
So, I'm gonna
That's
allow
funny.
all of you to make a mulligan roll, and what I will do is I will tell you both, each of you, what the items would be based on what roll, and you would then have to keep that roll. Because I'll be honest, based on the magical item tables, Gen and Aldane will get exactly the same items. So yeah, you can all roll another D100, because that is...
Should Seamus even roll the
Atrocious.
D100 again?
God
Should I
damn
roll
it.
another D100?
It's up to you, you can keep either roll.
Motherfucker!
What the
Oh, I
fuck?
get to
Jade
have
is
the
getting
option
this
anyway.
item.
Yeah, you can roll again if you want, and again, I'll tell you what either item will be, and then you have to pick which one. So even if you want both, okay.
Whoa, that's not.
So, Jack and Dylan reroll again.
That's funny.
Motherfucker!
Jack, reroll again.
Can
Can I give Jack
There we
my
go.
can I
There
have
we
Jack
go.
my 87, please?
No, you're
Or
fine.
not.
You can reroll again if you want, Dylan. Because again,
That was
88 and
fun.
87 would give you the exact same item.
Oh my god.
And
that
it's
was
not like
incredible,
one's
Jack.
better than the other, it's just different.
No, it's
items.
just you would get the exact same item based on this roll.
Look, if this were roulette, I'd be on a fucking hot streak, okay?
Okay, so Felix, would you like magical item table 1 or 2?
Let's go with 2.
So magical item 2, you can either get for U6 a +2 weapon, or a Staff of the Woodlands.
Ooh, that's good for Dylan.
Staff of the Woodlands is a +2 quarterstaff that gives you the list of spells based on how many charges you're willing to spend. This staff has 6 charges.
Oh, I'm sorry.
can-
I'm thinking of a different spell that I thought this
You can
was.
get magical. You can get Animal Friendship, Awaken, Bark Skin, Locate Animals, Passive Out Trace, Speak of Animals, Speak of Plants, and Wall of Thorns. In addition, you can plant one end of the staff in fertile earth and turn the staff into a healthy tree after expending a charge. The tree is 60 feet tall and has a 5-foot diameter trunk, and its branches at the top spread out to a 20-foot radius. The tree is ordinary, but has transmutation magic if used with Detect Magic. While touching the tree, you can return the staff to its normal form. Any creature in the tree falls when the staff reverts to normal. But you could always use it as an opportunity to, like, get up somewhere.
Hmm.
You could also just use it to, like, sleep in. You know, there's many uses, and again, you could use Awaken, which is funny. For those who don't know, Awaken can turn a beast or a plant with an intelligence of 3 or less into a creature that now has intelligence of 10 and can understand a spoken language and can speak that language as well. So you could basically turn, for example, like a horse you're riding into a horse that actually has intelligence.
That's fun. That'd be great for either my figurines or like if I do summon
It
Greater
wouldn't work
Steed.
with the figurines.
Or Greater
Nope.
Steed.
No. Because
Has to
Greater
be
Steed isn't...
non-magical animal.
Yeah, it's great. Fine Greater Steed and the figurines aren't permanent enough, in my opinion, to be allowed to awaken.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so...
Jill,
Felix, you can
one
either
other
have the...
note. Sorry, one other
No, go
note.
ahead.
While holding it, you have +2 to spell attacks.
Yes. So it would actually mean you would have more consistent Eldritch Blast damage.
I mean, that's mill, not
Attack, sorry. But yeah. But, Mill, what do you want? Do you want a +2 weapon, or would you want the Staff of the Woodlands? Because one would cost more than the other significantly.
I mean,
As
what
you
are
can
we
imagine.
talking about in terms of cost? Is a half decent question, I feel.
Good question. Well, I really should have bookmarked the magic item price thing that I used a while ago.
It's been a while since we've had a chance to shop.
Yeah. Is this the one?
I'll also say, Kato, I think you were reading from the 2024 version.
No, the link did 2020. The link did 2014. It would be the one that it would be the system in quotations that we are using. So, where's the... Here we go. So, it would normally be 3,000 gold, but you would... So the +2 weapon would be 3,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
The staff would be... So the staff would be 12,000 gold.
I don't think
But you can do a persuasion check to, lower the price.
So let me just confirm something. Platinum is 5 gold each, correct?
10.
10.
10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I can probably afford the +2 weapon. I can't afford the staff unless they're willing to discount it by over 50%. Because I have effectively 1,500 gold and 283 platinum.
Broke elf alert.
I had to spend a lot of money on ink.
True, you did. Well, if you
Not
wanted
anymore.
if you had any magical items or things you don't want, they would allow you to basically use that to cover some of the cost.
Mm.
If there's stuff that you just do not want or do not have a use for, you could do that.
Mm.
You could even sell like one of the spell books that you're not using if you don't care about one of them, and that would sell for quite a bit.
Also, keep in mind it does cost money and magic ink to put new spells in your spell book.
Yeah.
You've traded one money-heavy resource class into another.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. If you want, while you decide, I can go with the others.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Dylan because he rolled second. So do you want magic item list 1 or 2, Dylan? Dylan? Dylan?
Snake? Snake? Snake!
Dylan, if
Okay.
you're talking, we can't hear you.
Did you accidentally mute yourself or something?
It's not muted
Okay.
on Discord.
We'll move on for now, because if he's not here, then I'm not wasting time waiting. Again,
Yeah, sure.
magic item list 1 or 2.
Let's do 1.
So, magic item list 1, you have the option of a +1 weapon or a +1 shield.
So, my computer froze and fucked me up, so I'm
Okay.
back on the phone. If you skip me, just come back to me later.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, so you can have there's the option for a +1 weapon or a +1 shield, Dairon.
I'll take the +1 weapon.
So, is there a particular +1 weapon you're looking for?
So I'm of 2 minds.
This is a
Crossbow.
standard +1, by the way, not like...
Right. No, I understand. I'm between it would be a crossbow or a main hander.
Mm-hmm.
Like either a rapier or like a light crossbow. But I'm not sure which would be more useful.
You could do a coin flip, and then
Okay, let's
settle
do
with
that.
that.
Let's do a 1d2. One is range, 2 is melee.
Okay.
Range it is.
So, they would have a they would have the crossbow you want. A +1 weapon would be, it'll be 750 gold, unless you want to persuade the shopkeeper to sell it at a lower cost.
Nope, I just hand them 750 gold.
Oh, okay. They just hand you a +1 crossbow. Well, is it light hand or what? Which is, you use light, don't you?
I use light.
Yeah. Okay. You can also still get the magical shield if you. No, wait, I said one or the other. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to Dylan if you're here again.
Nope.
So for my +2 weapon, would I be able to pick an arcane grimoire? Considering that would be the wizard version of a +2 weapon, basically.
The only problem is it's not your actual spell book, but they could enchant it to become an arcane grimoire. Because you would already have a book. I'm gonna say it will cost. I'll make a roll actually. Let me get my dice roller. That would help.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, you did well. You did well, as if like it was you. So they will lower the price because you already have a book. They would also ask if they would be allowed to not take, but write a couple of the spells in your book in theirs, and they will lower the price by 200 gold.
Let's see if we can lower that any more.
Are we all separated, by the way, for this, or are we all together?
This would be in the same shop.
Would
That's
you
why I'm
like an
saying.
assist?
That's why I'm saying if you don't want any of the gear, but you know someone else would, you could get it for that other character if you really wanted. Because it could be that Felix doesn't necessarily care about a +2 weapon, but he knows, like, Ruo might like one, or Dyra might like one. As an example.
Yeah.
Or it could be that Dylan finds, like, a sick-ass cloak that doesn't work on him, but Dyra would love it.
Oh my god, girl, you'd love this.
So I do still have Testament spellbook that I could give them.
Does he have good spells in there?
I mean, I did say you could give that away if you wanted, to cover the cost.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you do that?
would it cover the costs fully, or would it just bring it down?
So, if you allow them to have the book, they would enchant your spellbook to an Arcane Grimoire level 2 for free.
Yeah, go for it.
So they would tell you because it's Testament spellbook, it would actually have a lot of historical value. In the context of this is someone who was part of the empiric regime of Black Rain, and this would be this could be something that could go in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
Okay, indeed.
So yeah. They will accept the book and do it for free, but it'll take them a day. But you would have a day anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yep. So that's sorted.
Did you guys see the questions I have in chat.
Yeah, I forgot. No one's ever used the Bream of Flying.
I just looked in there to see what we had. And I was like, oh,
We've got
Yeah,
so
huh.
much shit in there that we've just never done anything with.
we have 14 scimitars.
No, 16 longbows.
You know, we could just sell
Honestly, I
some
could
of
probably
these.
use some of those 14 scimitars for like my
Yeah,
my
can we
animate
sell-
object spell. I
Also,
think
can we sell
actually
the
let me
great
look at how many scimitars are considered what medium size or like what size are they?
light, I think.
Did we ever find out what the red gem
You
circlet did?
He
No.
means for
No.
he means in the case of animate object again.
Yeah, my computer's being slow. I'm trying to look at animate objects, but it's like lagging.
You haven't actually bothered identifying animate objects.
Then
You
when
haven't-
Darren
you haven't
mentions we've
bothered
got,
identifying the circlet.
then when Darren mentions,
Right.
I'm assuming mentions to the rest of us that we've got all this stuff, I'll fucking ritual cast identify on it, seeing as I can do that
This is
now.
a circlet of blasting,
Right.
That's yours,
which
Bill.
means
I
That's
assume
yours.
you.
which means you would be allowed to cast the spell Scorching Ray.
Fuck, that's.
It
That's
has an
actually pretty
attack bonus of +5,
You can only do it once a day, though.
but it's extra firepower.
It is
But yeah,
something good to
never-
have in your back pockets.
Did we also decide who was getting the Book of Constitution?
No.
I think
Wait,
we
none of us
wanted
used
it.
me.
Did none of us use it?
I don't think so.
Well, I need it. I need con.
Hey, by the way, the Ruby Top Staff, could you also check that, Bill?
Yep, I will ritual cast identify on it.
Thank you. And where the fuck is the BRA, Kaido?
Battle ready armor, I think it was.
Yeah, let me
God damn it.
let me go back to
God
my
damn
DMs
it.
with your old account because I'm
It was
fairly
a-
sure.
It was a Codename Kids Next Door reference.
I remember the show.
I
It's a
remember
good
that
one.
so well.
While attuned to this armor, you gain +3 to your AC. You also gain a weakness to fire and cold damage.
It's so crazy to think that the voice actor for #1 in Codename Kids Next Door was like fucking young Xehanort.
Right?
Ben
Wait,
Diskin
no,
at range.
one more time?
Yeah,
He also voices Joseph Joestar in the dub.
yeah. Ben Diskin
so-
did #1 in
so-
Kids Next
Sorry
Door
to
and was
interrupt
young
this train of
Xehanort.
thought, but Kaido, on the animate objects things, if I were to use those scimitars and they were considered like a medium target, I could use 5 of them with animate
What
objects.
we consider for the daggers.
The daggers are small, so I can use
Yes,
10
and the
of them.
scimitars. I would say the scimitars would be considered medium.
Yeah.
Ruby top staff.
We'll
good
sell off
question.
9 of them then.
So you would know that the staff is actually 2 things. The ruby on top of the staff is known as a ruby of the war mage. You can affix this to a staff, which basically allows you to use it as a spellcasting focus. The ruby cannot be removed unless you detach it as an action or the weapon is destroyed, and an anti-magic field cannot even cause the ruby to fall off. It would just require an attunement to a spell with a spellcaster to use it.
Right.
The actual staff. Let me check because I do not remember what the fuck this staff was because it's been ages.
That's fair.
I am just like, wait, we have all of this shit. What are we doing?
You just don't fucking identify much.
Well,
We forget. We're bad.
Yeah, you are.
well, until
But it's more fun with all the mystery.
until now, like, I didn't have an
But
easy
kind of-
way to use identify.
True.
We've also been kind of just going and
You
not
can
have
also
a-
just ask Guy. Guy has identify, so does Turum. You could just ask.
We didn't really look at the party loot for a while.
Yeah, you don't. It is also a staff of charming.
Right.
Hey, that could be mine.
Wait, no, I'm looking at a wrong thing. It is the staff of the adder. You can speak the staff's command word to animate the staff into a poisonous snake. The snake, you can make a melee attack with the snake's head. It adds your proficiency bonus to the attack roll. The target will take 1d6 piercing and must make a 15 Constitution saving throw, or take 3d6 poison damage.
I guess the question is this something that would be beneficial to me as someone who is like semi-animal tamer?
No, because
it turns into a snake.
No, because what's it called? It would require you to be not using your musical instruments for your spellcasting. Actually, no, the Staff of the Adder can only be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock anyway.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's useless for
then.
all of you.
Yep.
The only people
Except
you know
for
who
maybe-
could use that is fucking Torrent, because he's a cleric.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save the staff for Torrent when he makes it over here.
Okay, I'm just gonna rename that in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So, Staff of the War Mage slash Ruby of the War Mage slash Staff of the Adder. So, Dylan, now that you're here in full, magic item list 1 or 2.
Oh, I don't get to know what the list is.
Nope.
Nope. Number 1 or number 2?
Shut up, optometrist.
Which one do you want?
2.
So you rolled a 88 and a 47.
Yeah.
So
Actually, wait. Do I know which one or 2 is the 88 or the 47?
I'm telling you now.
Oh
And then you
God!
pick which one you
After I
want.
choose.
Well, no. So you can. You have to choose one of the two. Of the two. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
So, 47 gets you a Horn of Blasting. You can take an action to blow the horn, which emits a thunderous blast in a 30-foot cone. That is audible from 600 feet away. Each creature in the cone must make a DC 15 con save, or take 5d6 thunder damage and be deafened for a minute. On a success, the creature only takes half damage and isn't deafened. Creatures made of glass or crystal have disadvantage on the saving throw and take 10d6 instead of 5d6. Each use
Like
of
an
the horn,
upgraded version of Thunderwave.
each use of the horn has a 20% chance of causing the horn to explode, dealing 10d6 fire damage to the horn's blower and destroying the item.
High
That's
risk, high reward, it seems like.
Yeah, very high risk, very high
Or
reward. That's a 1 in 5 chance right there.
88 is a weapon of life stealing,
Ooh.
A what now?
which I think Aldane actually has. I don't remember actually. No, he has something else. I think.
I have
So
a Sword
weapon
of
of-
Warning is the one I remember.
you actually got a different thing, but I don't think you bothered putting it in your character sheet because you got a different weapon while you're in the armory of
You got the Hellblade sword.
Yeah, the Hellblade. That was it.
God, I forgot to put in the... You'll have to help me with that later.
The Hellfire weapon. That's it. No. That wasn't it. I do not remember actually, because yeah, you should have done it yourself, but it's fine. So
Help me remember
Damon,
what it is at some point.
yeah, so the weapon of if you crit with the weapon, the target takes an extra d10 necrotic damage if it isn't a construct or undead, and you also gain 10 temporary HP.
On a crit, you gain the
Yeah.
XP. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Again,
what kind of
you
weapon
don't have
is it?
to-
You just said
you
you just
don't-
said it was a weapon. What kind of
You
weapon?
don't have to. You could buy this for someone else, knowing that they would get more benefit from it than you. Is so. I will make a roll, and I will tell you what the weapon is. Where is my dice? I'd close the dice roller tab because I'm a fucking idiot. It's fine.
Out of curiosity, kind of, what was the other item Seamus had access to?
Oh, good question. It was a Horn of Blasting.
That one's one that has a 20% chance of blowing up in my face. But
So-
does like a lot of damage over, what was
This-
it, like a 30-foot cone, 60-foot cone?
Yes, this is a longsword of life stealing.
So this is something that I could wield personally.
It wouldn't be very useful because it's not a finesse weapon, so you'd be using strength to attack with it. But you do have people who do use strength that you know of
One.
for attacks. Rua can also
Question,
make any
Question:
weapon he
Does
wants into a
Prody
monk weapon.
what's Prody's class?
He's a Eldritch Knight fighter, so he does use longswords. But Rua hasn't.
That would be good for him.
Rua's lost his Moonblade, so he can only use his punches now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he lost it.
I say he lost it. Refacule
His dad-
stole it while he was unconscious, and then Stasia just didn't. Rua didn't necessarily ask for it back.
Oh well.
I have a nice.
And what are the effects of the sword again? Remind me of the effects of the sword.
If you crit, as long as the creature isn't a construct or an undead, the target takes an extra D10 necrotic damage, and you also gain 10 temporary HP.
And how much does it cost?
Good question. So
How much do each of them cost, actually?
I'm
I want to know the
going
price
to
for
be
both.
doing that for you. Horn of Blasting is only 500 gold.
Only 500 gold.
It's a rare magical weapon, which is very cheap for a rare magical weapon. When some magical weapons that are considered rare are over 20,000 gold in cost. Let me see. Where is it now? This sword of life stealing is 1,000 gold. You can only pick one or the other. You either get the horn or you get the weapon.
I mean, put it this way, Dylan. The Staff of the Woodlands that was one of my choices is also a rare magical item, and that was 12,000 gold.
Yeah. 500 versus 1,000. I'm thinking. I don't know. Like, I assume. Did we establish that everybody's kind of in the same shop right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to consult everybody, and I'm going to say, like, hey, I mean, we could use the Horn of Blasting to bolster my attack power with
But it-
the potential drawback of it blowing up in my face. Or
Yeah, Rua would
we
say
can get,
it could hurt you.
or Rua, how would you like me to get you this longsword?
That would be very helpful. I mean, my punches have gotten stronger, but a weapon of life stealing would be very nice.
What do you guys think? Seamus is like looking at everybody else. Like he's already like just based on what Rua said, he's pretty much sold on getting Rua the longsword, but he just wants to make sure with the rest of the party that that's like
Rue does
Good.
say, I could also just take Colgan's weapon when we kick his in the cult's ass.
I mean, why don't you take the weapon now, and then we can sell later?
True, I could dual wield them both.
Yeah.
okay, Kirito, calm down.
The fuck's a
More to the
Kirito?
point. Yeah. The more to the point, Seamus, you have quite a bit of firepower and tools at your disposal. Adding more will only make it harder for you to pick at the moment and could potentially slow you down.
You're right. So I'll spend 1,000. You said platinum is 10?
10.
Yes.
I mean,
So
you could also try and haggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use my persuasion, my charisma, to see if I can get that price down. Should I roll? What should I roll?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
They will lower it down to 800 gold instead of 1,000.
800.
The ornate staff. Do you identify the
I
ornate
will.
staff?
I will ritual cast identify however many times I need to.
Okay. This is. Where is it now?
How far back in your notes are you having to go to find this stuff?
Very. There's the urge to just re-roll the magical weapon and be like, fuck it, this is what it is now.
To be fair, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
I might. You fuck it, yeah.
Yep.
Because the problem was, a lot of this stuff was on my laptop, which I haven't used in ages.
Hmm.
That'll do it. Excuse me.
I'm gonna re-roll it because that's too good of a weapon.
Oh, you don't want to give him a broken weapon?
It would actually break the balance of the campaign quite a lot.
Oh.
Rip.
I would, but it's like not every magical item is created equal. Case in point, Staff of the the Woodlands versus the fucking Horn of Blasting.
True, Staff of the
Um,
Woodlands sounded pretty broken.
It's fucking crazy.
Will you tell us what it was at least?
I rolled Staff of Power.
Oh, no!
Fuck. I don't think no one knows about
I
this.
don't understand the Staff of Power as much.
Well, I spent a large chunk of the early campaign saving to buy one after borrowing one from Turum.
Turim's
You
the
remember
goat.
that?
Really. Turim's the goat of the early game. Let's be real.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It has 20 charges, and it lets you cast using those charges.
I'm gonna fucking cry. So I rolled what the weapon, the staff is.
No,
You're not gonna believe it.
no, don't tell me.
Staff of Power again?
No,
Okay, then I
Staff
don't
of the
know.
Woodlands.
Jesus
Oh
Christ!
my, we have two of them. Or one of them was going to be bought
just-
potentially for 12.
I'm just.
Did you buy that? Mill, did you buy the Staff of the
No,
Woodlands?
because it was 12,000 gold. I'm not that.
Good,
I'm not
okay.
that fucking loaded. I'm just laughing, imagining like the storekeeper just going, "And I could offer you this Staff of the Woodlands," and Darren's like, "We already have one."
To be fair,
We
I
already
didn't
got
know
one.
that.
They said, I told him we already got one. No?
So yeah, you didn't even need to waste the money on the Staff of the Woodlands. You already
Yeah.
have one. But again, the problem is with the Staff of the Woodlands, it does actually require to buy a druid,
Yeah.
and you do not know druids.
Mm.
This campaign has
That's the
been
one class we
surprisingly,
haven't really.
and warlocks to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's something you could hold on to or just sell and get a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. But yeah, Dylan, Staff of Power lets you cast Cone of Cold, 5th level, Fireball, 5th level, Globe of Invulnerability, 6th level, Hold Monster, 5th level, Levitate, Lightning Bolt, 3rd level, at 5th level, Magic Missile, Raven Feeblement, or Wall of Force, 5th level spell.
That's wild. That's a
You-
lot.
you
That's a
forgot
lot of
about- you-
versatility there.
You forgot about the abilities it gives you. It gives you a +2 to attack and damage rolls, and AC, saving throws, and spell attacks with it.
Yep. When you hit with a melee attack using the staff, you can expend 1 charge to deal an extra d6 of force damage. And then there's the ultimate, nuke, which is you can just break the staff and explode everything in a 30-foot radius sphere.
And you might go into a different plane of existence.
And if you don't, you will take damage to equal to 16 times the number of charges in the staff.
And it has 20 charges by default.
Yeah.
That's
So you could take up to 320 damage.
that's insane.
And then everything
Just be
else.
atomized.
Everything within 10 feet takes 8 times the number of charges in the staff. 11 to 20, 6 times. 21 to 30, 4 times.
So yeah, Dylan, are you buying the help? The what was
Yeah,
it
you
called?
said it's 1,000 gold or
well, it's
800 gold,
800 gold because you haggled it down.
and 800 would be 80 platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right then.
I now have 207 platinum.
Damn.
That's after that. So wait, how do I add that to my inventory?
You would have to input that yourself.
Or should I just give it straight to Rua?
You can give it to Rue if you just want.
I'll just give it straight to Rua so I don't have to put it in my character sheet.
So Aldane, because it's your turn, final. Magical item list 1 or 2.
Let's go with number 1.
So you can have either a +1 weapon or gloves of swimming and climbing. While wearing these gloves, climbing and swimming does not cost you extra movement, and you gain a +5 to strength athletics checks made to climb or swim.
Do I have disadvantage on swimming movement because of my heavy armor?
I think so. I don't know. No, it doesn't say so, according to the PHB.
It does seem like it'd be a handy utility item, but I don't see it coming up too often.
No.
How much does it cost?
Good question. It will cost 1,750 gold.
Jesus Christ. It's too niche. What options do I have for a +1 weapon?
One moment.
And are they magical?
Yeah.
All +1 weapons are magical.
Okay. I'm just asking, because, like, I
It's
have
alright.
a couple +1 weapons anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure Longsword Warning is a +1 weapon.
You find a rapier, 1 +1.
That remind me, what did Dairon get?
the crossbow, yeah.
And Felix and Seamus don't really need.
I only have a normal rapier, but I have a bunch of spells and items and stuff
You have-
I can use too.
You have no business being in melee.
Yeah, if you're
No, I
in
don't.
melee, things have gone.
Sometimes I end up in melee though, and I have no other way. Like I can't,
Yeah, of course.
I can't get away. And all I have is like a rapier and a dagger. Not even a +1.
You're all good on everything, right, right, Felix?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, the gloves are too niche for me, but I can get a +1 right here. How much is it?
Because your friends have also paid quite a bit of money, they will only charge you, before haggling, 500 gold.
Let's do a roll of persuasion check, see if I can bump that down with my +12 persuasion modifier.
They will
God
lower
damn,
it
that's a
down.
natural 5.
They will lower it down to 400 gold, because by that point they are selling it at a loss.
I would have laughed so hard if you'd gotten a nat 1 and they were insulted and brought the price back up.
Alright, so that'd be 40 platinum, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll pay in 40 platinum. Right. Who wants the +1 rapier?
I mean,
I do.
Just don't give it to the obvious one.
I'm not gonna do his
You're not gonna
will,
what now,
chat.
Dara?
What?
I mean, Dairon could probably get more mileage out of this.
The only one who it's funnier if you give it. It's funny if you give it to Seamus, but if we're trying to do this optimally.
Yeah, no, I'm mostly making a joke, but
So,
Dairon,
What?
here you are.
Thank you. I will pay you back at some point.
so Brewer's going to do
Appreciate
two D100 rolls, and then you guys get to get an extra weapon you can choose to purchase. So, as a collective, do you want magic item list number 1 or number 2?
I said number 2.
2.
Number 2.
Number 2 is actually really shiced.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, 66 gives you a ring of feather falling. This only gives it to the wielder, though, feather falling. Oh no, when you... Yeah. Or, you get a ring of X-ray vision. While wearing the ring, you can use an action to speak its command. When you do so, you can see through solid matter for 1 minute. This vision has a radius of 30 feet. To you, solid objects within that radius appear transparent and don't prevent light from passing through them. The vision can penetrate 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or up to 3 feet of wood and dirt. Thicker substances block the vision, as does a thin sheet of lead. When using the ring again before a long rest, you must take a DC 15 con save or gain a level of exhaustion.
So we want to get the second ring, right? No.
Alden just dope slap Seamus.
Sanji.
So the ring of feather falling actually just activates. When you fall while wearing the ring and fall up to 6, you descend 60 feet per round and take no falling damage. So you actually don't even use your reaction to have it activate.
That's actually pretty useful. Very situational one, but it's useful.
But X-ray vision.
Let's get the feather falling one.
Yeah, my vote's for Featherfall.
What about you, Darren and Felix?
Sure, Featherfall.
Featherfall is useful. I'm the only one. I can cast it, but it helps to have a second person.
Alright then, so the Ring of Feather Falling will cost... God, the ring of X-ray vision would cost you 5,000 gold. The ring
Fucking
of feather
seriously,
falling.
goddamn.
The ring of feather falling will be 1,700 gold.
I mean, we can use.
Are we all trying to
We can,
pitch in for it, or is one of us going to use it?
we've got nearly 5,000 gold in the party loot. We could just fucking use that, to be honest.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Alright then. So, unless someone wants it specifically, there is now a ring of feather falling.
So you said 1,700 for it?
Yes.
That
Does
you
puts us
take
just under
eight?
2,000.
Don't forget, when it comes to attuning to weapons, you're allowed to use the modifier of your highest mental stats for the number of attunement slots you have. So whatever's your highest in terms of charisma, charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. That's how many attunement slots you've got.
In terms of how, like, which modifier?
Which one's the highest? I just said.
Well, no, I mean, so like my charisma modifier is 4 on the big numbers, but then like.
Yeah, so you'd have 4 slots then.
Oh, okay.
The big number is your modifier. The small number is your actual
Stat.
actual
Yeah.
stat. So you've got I'm guessing an 18 or a 19 in charisma, but the modifier that you apply to charisma-based stuff is +4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The +1
Now,
weapon does not
that being said,
require
how do I know what I'm already attuned to?
It should say in the description, or you can search the weapon up and it should say. What were you saying again?
normal +1 weapons, like the ones that Jack and I just got. Those don't require attunement.
Yeah.
Mine does.
Rua's arm actually takes an attunement slot.
Yeah, my arcane grimoire requires attunement, so that's fun.
Can we also just sell the things that are in the party loot at this point?
Yeah, you can do that.
Can we sell
Let's hold on
that?
to let's hold on to a few of them, but yeah, let's get rid of the rest.
You don't need that many longbows.
No.
I don't know. What happens if we
No.
come across 16 archers who, mysteriously lost their bows?
Then
That
you're fucked anyway.
LOL,
I think
that
we
is
should hold on
actually.
to a couple of the longbows, but yeah, we'll get rid of most of them.
Speaking
LOL,
of getting
that's
rid of
actually
stuff,
Chiron's trial is. Oh no, 16 archers have lost their bows.
Yeah, Dylan?
speaking of getting rid of stuff, so should we get rid of our like my ravenous indignation, our
Yes.
Jack
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the-
yeah, they aren't coming back.
Okay, yeah.
They are gone.
Like Kuro.
Gone forever.
Too
Aaron
soon.
Hernandez.
Too soon.
Nah.
To be fair, I do think I have a attunement slot open.
You also have a ring of water walking
Yeah.
that no one's taken, and no one's also ever used the decanter of endless water.
We haven't really had to. Also, I do have the Hellfire longsword, Kaido.
Okay, so you
It is
do
in my
actually have
sheet.
it. Right.
I just didn't
So-
remember if it was a +1 or not. I don't think it is.
No,
No,
it's
it
not.
should
It's just
be.
it's not. It's just a magical weapon.
Wait,
It's
Zach, what
magic.
is-
Yeah, the
but
longsword warning is a +1.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's a normal magical weapon. It just ignores resistance to normal slashing damage.
Huh.
But yeah.
Why
And
is
so-
it got a +1 in my sheet then?
I don't. Because, I forgot. Outrage absorbed the weapon and basically turned it into that.
Huh.
Because when you got Outrage, it basically, similar to Felix's cloak, and like Daron's rapier at the time, it took over that weapon.
Does
And because Outrage default had a +1 to its attack damage, that's why the Weapon of Warning is a +1. Because yeah, I forgot you've technically not had the Weapon of Warning for a while now,
yeah.
and that's why I gave you the Hellfire Sword. It's my B. I forgot. I should have made that clearer.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't remember that either.
You're fine. It's fine.
The,
Well, this is the
longsword
perfect-
warning is also just gone.
Sadly, yes.
Damn. Nice to have that. Oh well.
But hey, any humanoid killed with the weapon becomes a Lemura and the river Styx. And the weapon also sheds dim light up to 5 feet.
It's like a lightsaber.
Yeah, so if you kill any humans with it, they become lemures, which are like bottom of the rung of devils.
Do you want the rapier back, Jack?
I mean, he has a
It's a
weapon.
finesse weapon.
He has his longsword of hellfire.
Yeah. Man, if I'd remembered that, I would have asked for like a longsword of a +1 longsword, but
I mean, it's
what it is.
still the +1's nice, but you still thankfully get to ignore resistance to slashing, so that's never been a factor anyway. Thankfully. Is anyone ever gonna? Is anyone ever gonna use the broom?
I might.
Because that requires attunement, however.
Right.
Hmm.
That's the.
The what broom now?
The broom
broom
of
of flying.
flying.
That would be handy, but I don't think it would work for me. Potion of Filter and Strength, that's just a temporary thing, right?
Yeah. Fun fact: if Seamus had rolled an 88, not an 88. No. Oh no, I'm looking at a different one. Yeah, Seamus could have gotten like a really fun weapon. No, that was it. He would have been, depending on the number. If he'd have rolled lower, he could have had a Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals. So he'd have had another fucking Pokemon.
God. Also, maybe I should have the Ring of Water Walking, because otherwise I sink like a fucking stone.
True,
Yeah.
you do. Although I believe the ring is also attunement.
I mean, I haven't used up any of my attunements.
No, it's not.
so-
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't even require attunement. You can just move across liquid
No.
surfaces as if they're solid.
Which
So, like, if it's not huge waves, yeah.
I've got that in another game, and I've been using it to great effect.
I mean, Brewer also has water walking because he's a monk.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that if that's alright with the rest of y'all, because otherwise I drown.
It's
That's fine.
currently not being used at all, so.
Yeah.
Brewer's like, "Hey, Aldane, we should have a private conversation," and they just walk off the pier, just like. Yes. Let me see what else you've got. Yeah, there's
Yeah, let's
there's-
sell a bunch of the extra weapons and get some cash back on that.
You could also just sell the armor.
Yeah,
None of you are going to use it,
No.
it's not something any of us can use.
but it's a +3 to your AC.
Yeah, I could use that.
You could, but you'd also get weak to fire and cold damage.
Yeah, not
That's
exactly my
okay.
deal.
You're exposed to the elements there. That's why. I assume it is like a classic battle bikini type thing.
Yeah, that was the joke. So if you sell that, how many are you going to sell the Great Axe? Or are you going to keep that and give it to someone?
You know, I might actually take that. I could use it potentially
I mean, it's
in a
the
pinch.
exact same. It's the exact same damage type as your longsword, though. The only difference is it's a higher damage dice.
Hmm.
But it would also be 2 hands. So unless you had no shield, it's not that useful for you, Aldane. The only people you know who'd really get a benefit out of it is Karen, Jade, or what's the face? Tora. You could also just sell it. There's nothing wrong with just selling it.
Hmm. Honestly, I think just sell it. Because the other thing is, Jack, if you ever do use the Great Axe, you'll have to put away your shield.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll sell it. I'm not opposed to selling it.
So he's selling the great axe, the armor. Anything else you want to sell?
Well, I do have a couple suits of armor I don't need. I have a thing of chainmail and a thing of splint mail.
Okay.
Like, oh yeah, I need to change what I'm equipping because I have the splint for some reason, not the plate equipped. Where is it? Damn it. There it is.
Anything else you plan
Yeah,
on
well-
selling? So what is it? Chain and splint you're selling, right?
Yeah, chain and splint.
Chain mail, yeah.
Chainmail
that
and
shield-
splint mail.
That's in there magical or no?
I believe that's just a regular one.
Okay.
I
I
also
also
have
sell
a
the
regular
great
shield.
axe, by the way.
I also have
Yeah.
a regular shield and a thing of cast off armor.
Oh
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
how useful a cast off armor is.
probably won't be at this point.
So let's sell the cast off armor then.
Right. So with those and the magical great axe.
I also sell off the +1 shield because I have a +2 shield now.
Sure. The
I'm
shopkeeper
sorry, I feel like
will
I'm
give
finally going.
the shopkeeper will give you 3,000 gold.
Damn.
Do you accept? Yeah?
Yes.
So you now have 3,000 gold from selling that crap.
So okay, so what exactly did we sell there?
I assume the battle ready armor, the magic great axe, Aldane's armors, his shield is +1 shield, the normal shield, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that Aldane's normal shield or the shield from the party loot?
Party
My
loot,
normal
I
shield.
assume. Oh, his normal
Oh.
shield. Because there
We
There
could
is also
sell this
one in the
normal
party
shield from the
loot.
party loot.
yeah, because
I mean,
no one's
might
really
as well
hurting
keep
for
it.
shields.
Let's get
Right.
rid of it.
So what about the 14 scimitars and 16 longbows?
Yeah, how much are you selling specifically of them?
I feel like we should keep a couple of the longbows and maybe a few of the scimitars, just so Seamus can fuck around with animate objects a little bit.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's fine.
how many did we say Seamus could use with animate objects?
5.
5. So we'll sell.
Yeah, 5
Also,
objects
nine
that
of
are like a
them.
medium size, so I guess that a longbow would count for that, right?
You don't need a longbow for animate objects. Longbow is different entirely.
So we'll sell 9 of the scimitars to leave us 5.
Yes.
No.
I think we should hold a couple longbows in reserve just in case.
We'll sell 13 of the longbows. That leaves us with 3, and we've got 96 arrows in there apparently.
Yep.
You know, fuck it.
You know, I
Make
think
it.
we might not have enough arrows.
Make it 116. I'm not going to be using arrows anymore.
So you're selling how many longbows again, sorry?
13.
It's only 13.
Right. You will get 525 gold.
So that's in addition to the 3,000 from earlier. Are we putting that in putting all 3,500 in the party loot, or are we splitting it up in some shape or form?
Let's toss it all in party loot for now. We'll figure it out later.
So, I will also allow you to purchase some potions, irrespective of like this so far.
Hmm.
You know, to stock up on healing potions.
Yeah.
Would you like to do that? Do you want any healing potions?
Yes, please.
So, they sell currently. Go. Not off the cost. It's not great. Oh, of course it doesn't. Let me see, where is it now? Potion of healing. So, how many do they have? They have 8 standard healing potions to sell. And how many? They have 3 potions of superior healing. No, greater healing, sorry.
How many potions of greater healing?
3.
How much do those cost?
I think we
each?
should.
So 8. There you go.
So
Potions
let's
of
buy them
greater
all.
Potions of greater healing is 150 gold.
A piece?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they're significantly better at healing. It's 4d4 plus 4.
I would like to haggle.
So, they will strike the cost of 1 healing potion and 1 greater healing potion, but you'll still get them all. So it'll be... One sec. So instead of 850 gold altogether, it will be
Like 600 something, right?
650 gold.
Nice discounts. We'll just pay that from the party loot and distribute these roughly evenly.
Rua will take some because he used a bunch on Felix.
Yeah, that's fair.
He would ask for 1 of the greater healing potions and 2 of the standard healing potions. Because he's also the fastest of the party, so he has easier access to give it to someone if need be.
Mm.
Is his, justification anyway.
So I'm trying to tabulate the change in how much we have in our collective party
How
gold.
about you tabulate these nuts on your face?
Ha 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 ha.
That was an image that I did not mean. Thank you.
All right. So
I mean, Rua
you're
is
saying,
canonically
Rua-
hacking.
So you're saying Rua is going to get 1 greater healing and 2 standard healing?
Yes, he would want that.
All right. I would like to take 1 greater healing and at least 1 standard healing as well.
How many potions would Felix like?
I've already got a greater, so I'll just say how many standards are left?
There are 5 left. I'm only taking 1. I have
Wow.
like 3 or 4.
So then that would mean there's
So
what,
I'm up
like
at 5
Oh no,
potions
Aldane's taking one of the greater potions, right?
Yes,
yeah,
I
and you
took
said
one.
Rue was
I
taking
take a lot
2
of
the greater.
damage.
Yeah, you do.
Rua took 1 greater, I took 1 greater.
I'll just take 2 standards then.
Does that mean I get the rest?
I mean,
There's still
Darren's
Dairon.
also here.
Dairon doesn't need no healing potions. They got
Darren's-
uncanny dodge. What are
Darren's
you
too busy
talking
sleep-
about?
Darren's too busy sleeping to be remembered.
So then what's left? There's 1 greater and 3 or 4 regular healing potions.
Just post it in the Roll20 chat. 3 standard, 1 greater healing potion.
I'll take 2
Okay.
of the standards. Dylan can take the rest.
I'll take 1 and 1 then. Yeah.
Pretty fair distribution, I think.
Communism.
Oh, yeah.
The shopkeeper, doing a really good roll, Seamus, notices your figurines of power. They have 1 to sell, if you would buy it from them.
Ooh, which one do they have and how much does it cost?
This
Catch 'em,
is
gotta catch them all.
the marble elephant.
Marble elephant.
The marble elephant is a elephant.
This marble statuette is about 4 inches high and long. It can become an elephant for up to 24 hours. Once it's been used, can't be used again until 7 days have passed. Okay.
It actually lasts longer than your onyx dog and your golden lions, because this lasts for
Yeah,
24
Onyx Dog
hours.
is 6 hours. Golden Lions are 1 hour. Yeah.
Yes, so they are willing to sell you their marble elephants, seeing as you are clearly a collector of the unusual.
Also, it's been there for like 6 years and they haven't been able to sell it.
Yeah, which is why which is part of my negotiation tactics to. Well, first off, what's the price right now?
The actual selling price would be 6,000 gold.
Your price is way too high. You need to cut it.
Again, I was hoping for a nat 1 and they just go 7,000.
Seeing as you helped liberate the country,
And
I'll let you have it for 5,000.
Seeing as
You
I
have
only
that
have
much.
about like 2,400 gold right now.
I can
How
spot
much
you
platinum
some.
do you have?
Too many people talking at once. Jack, what were you saying?
How much platinum do you have? Because that can help make up some of the difference.
I have 207 platinum, 480 gold. So it's about 24. Was it 20? Oh no, actually about 25.50 gold.
Only about half of what they're asking.
Yeah.
A, we've got nearly 6,000 in the party loot, and B, I'm willing to spot you some if need be.
And I'm also willing to spot you some.
I can also
Well,
spot you a bit.
I technically don't have any money, but I would spot you, Rua says.
So do we want
My
to
own,
dip into
but
the
I'm-
party?
I mean, I'll turn to the shop. I'll turn to the storekeeper and go, would you take an IOU from the Cordis treasury?
No.
Worth
Fair
asking.
enough.
The Cordis is currently occupied, right?
And we're working
Yeah.
to liberate it. As soon as we
Yes,
do,
but
you'll get your money.
Hmm. No.
I mean,
I'm
fair.
sorry.
We had to ask the question.
You've clearly been good for money, so... And they just hold their hands up.
I mean, the other thing you can do, Seamus, is Sora is still in town.
What does that got to do with the price of fish? Rue asks.
It's an elephant, not a fish.
Exactly, that's the point.
So what are you implying that Sora can do for us?
You can lend you money.
Money you can exchange for goods and services.
I don't trust his interest
He
rate.
grew up with you.
He didn't actually, because Sora's significant. Sora's in his late 40s.
He is?
Sora, yeah, Sora's pretty old.
I've been acting as if he's in his
I
20s.
don't know you.
Hanakoma's closer to their ages because Hanakoma's in his mid-20s. Sora was the oldest member of his clan. Like, from his generation, that would have been the heir of the Akane family. And then he dipped because he didn't want to be there anymore. But yeah, he's old.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, none of you don't. You know what? After this session, I'm going to do a list of the ages of all the cast.
Okay.
That would help.
Because
Yeah.
it's easy
Also,
to forget that Rue was my age when I did this campaign, so he's still like 23.
So he's only a couple
God.
years younger than Aldean. I
Is
think I had
Kuro-
Aldean as my age when I started the campaign.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe a couple years younger.
Felix is significantly older than me.
What? What?
Aldean is
Shocker.
25.
Shocker.
I mean,
But yeah.
in-game time, we've been through, what, like, a year? 2 years?
2 years.
I'm saying canonically like a year and a half.
Let's say Felix
Yeah,
is
Aldean is
105
20.
now.
I mean, it's been longer because you're in the hyperbolic time chamber for 6 months.
So it's been 2 years for us then.
But actual in-universe campaign as a whole, it's only been a year and a half since Cordis was attacked by the Black Dragons and you had to save the ambassadors.
I just had to
Mhm.
adjust my age accordingly.
Same.
But yeah, like I was saying though, Sora's like mid-40s. It's just Sora's very much a young soul. He's very much a lazy piece of shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
it makes me, think less of him for the way he acts now.
Good, that's the point. He's supposed to not be. You're not supposed to look up to him. He's a loan shark.
Quick question. How much does the Book of Con boost the Constitution?
A lot. Let me. What, are you gonna
Do I
sell it? Are you gonna sell it?
No, I was gonna ask something else. I want to know how much it boosts the Constitution.
What was it called again? It's like.
Just listen to Party Loot as Book of Constitution. Or Constitution boosting, I think. Yeah, Book of Constitution, that's it.
Oh. So it's called the Manual of Bodily Health. For one. The Manual of Bodily Health. I'm going to say would be about 20,000 gold.
Holy shit!
Those books are extremely valuable.
Yeah,
Because it also raises your constitution cap. So
How
bear in
much does it
mind,
raise your cap? So it raises both the score and the cap by 1 or 2?
2.
Fuck.
So bear
How
in
about
mind,
you give me the Constitution?
so to think of it this way, barbarians gain AC based on their Dex and Con, right?
Yes.
Barbarians at level 20 gain a Constitution bonus to their cap. At level 20, they gain a +4 to their Constitution cap. So with that book, if you gave it to a barbarian, you could have 26 Constitution, which would add
That's
on to your
insanely
AC as
beefy.
well. Yeah. And imagine if you had Tough. Like, yeah, those manuals are giga expensive. If I give you another one, it'll be Strength, just to specifically piss off the cast, so only Aldane gets it.
I mean, I could use it. I could use it, and then my strength could be, not a minus.
True. Rue would steal the charisma book from Aldane and Seamus, so he doesn't have negative riz.
I mean, I already have a +4 charisma, so I don't need that.
But you could have 26 charisma by level 20.
That would
that's
be
what
awesome,
I'm hoping
actually.
for.
I mean, you'll need to find the book, and I'll need to roll for it.
Or you can, have a fight to the death for it.
Yeah, you mean watch Seamus get ruffle stumped by Aldane?
Maybe not.
Hey, don't cut me out so quick. I can make his life hell a little bit.
I didn't want to have as easy a time as y'all think, but
no,
it wouldn't be very easy.
Aldane will almost not get touched by Seamus unless Seamus starts doing like dex saves against him, and Seamus does not have a dex save spell in his list.
But you don't realize how much fodder I have to throw at him.
Also, Aldane has
I can also just use polymorph on him.
Yeah, and Aldane has a good wisdom mod.
Yeah.
Aldane could potentially just pass the spell, and then you've wasted a turn, and Aldane could just hit you twice, smite both times, and just clap your ass.
Not if I use Dimension Door and get way the fuck away from him first.
The thing is, it's a very poor matchup.
Yeah. Aldane and Dairon is a different story. That would be very close.
We've had that duel.
We did. I forget who won. It was a very close one, though.
You did. You won, but it was close.
It was because it was such a low level where Dairon didn't have any of the abilities they do now. Because it was during the, if I recall, it was when you were doing the spring tournament festival thing, where Ration took a dive against Felix.
I ended up against Dairon, and it was basically like my damage negating thing versus uncanny dodge, and it didn't go amazingly for me.
Dairon didn't even have uncanny dodge at that point. It was that early in the campaign.
No, they definitely had uncanny dodge.
I don't recall that.
Because I think I was strong enough at that point that I was able to put up a decent match against Zaras in a non-weapon using duel.
True.
Or was that a different tournament?
No, it was the same one.
Okay. But yeah, we can get back to the topic of who gets to use the Constitution book later.
I think as a player,
it takes how many years is it?
100 years. I'll just wait my turn.
Yeah, Felix has
I remember that was the first argument Felix used. He was like, you know what? One of y'all can have it. I can just wait for it to recharge.
Fact, in the Wildcards campaign with Asta, now Akra, the GM gave us the Charisma book in a party of 2 Warlocks, a Sorcerer, and...
That's cruel.
And I can't...
That's hilarious.
I think there was another Charisma caster in the group. So there was at least 3 or 4 people who wanted that book. But they made a deal with a Time Fae who advanced the book by a century, so both of them could read it.
That's hilarious. Maybe we should do the same thing.
I mean, you need to find that Fae.
Yeah.
The Fae would probably be like, some motherfuckers always be asking me for shit.
Akira would have told you this story in the time skip as well, because he knows the Fae. But
The unfortunate thing is that Seamus and Eldan are both half elves, so
and you can live over 100.
I think
sure.
I believe Dairon's going to be the first one. Dairon will absolutely be the first one to die of old age.
Oh, 100%.
And then it will be Seamus and Eldain, then Felix, because Felix is a century over Rua. And then Rua.
I don't know. I think the stresses of ruling are gonna get to Rua.
Rua's planning. I don't.
Let me
not
just say that
Rua's
Seamus
planning
is
on
definitely not going to die of
abdicating.
old age.
Rua would actually say he's planning on abdicating. Like, once this is over, he's going to restructure the government to be not a monarchy, and then he's going to travel.
The lengths he will go to do less work.
He never wanted to be king. He wanted his parents to have another child, and then he would have fucked off. To be fair, Stasia never wanted to become a king. He wanted to abdicate.
Something the chains of commanding.
Have you
lot of
considered
it-
a democracy?
Yes, I have.
The fuck's a
Felix.
democracy?
I have. And my plans would be, if I don't like how they would be ruling things, I take back the country and then try again.
Try again in 10
Try again.
years.
Yeah, try again as in wait for someone else to come along who could be a successor and then fuck off again. Like, that would actually be Rua's canonical plan. But yes, so, with the shopping thing done, I'm gonna say...
Wait, what did we decide for buying the elephant?
Oh yeah, are you buying the elephant? I forgot.
I think
forgot.
we were going to with the party loot.
Not
Sure.
only the party loot. We're going to use some party loot and some loot from the funds from the rest of us to help you.
Would it be all right? It's going to be 5,000, right?
Yeah.
I can give you 1,000.
I can give you 100 platinum.
So that's 2,000. Could I take 2,000 from the party loot and then use 1,000 of my own?
Well, Felix also offered to help. I don't know by how much.
Felix, are you able to offer 1,000 gold, or would that be too much? If it's too much,
It's not necessarily able. It's if he wants to, really.
yeah, no.
I will give
totally
you
understand.
I will give you 83 platinum.
830 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Okay,
that's
so we'll take
3,830.
No, 2,830. Not counting your stuff. So
Yeah,
what we can do
2,830.
is
I add
we'll
in.
take
I add in.
1,000.
Hold on, Jack. Hold on. I'm going to take 1,000 from the party loot. That's 3,830, and then I finish the rest off with my own. So then that would be 1,000.
170.
Yeah, 1,170.
Okay, then. So now you have your elephant to go with your onyx dog and lions.
Yeah, I'm honestly just adding them onto like my item list. I don't know if I should do anything else with that or what.
That's fine.
I'm just doing figurine of power and then in parentheses which one it is.
I guess because we're using this session now to like start out gear. What's the plan with the oath bow?
Yeah, I'm not going to use that anymore.
We can put in the party loot for now, before we figure something out to do with it.
Brewer says if it was a mechanical weapon like a crossbow, I would take it, but I already have my gun.
I mean,
For his neutral special, he has a gun.
Is there anybody we know currently around that uses, like, longbows?
Tristina.
I'd give it to her.
Tristina, Layla, because she can actually use them.
Which one?
I assume you would give
one
it
of
to
them are going to
Tristina
be
because you.
accompanying us?
I mean, it's whether Felix would give it to Tristina or not, because like Felix and Tristina at worst have a neutral relationship, whereas like
True.
Felix hasn't had the rapport with Layla
Hmm.
like Dairon does.
And that's a weird rapport. I don't think it's recommended.
If Dairon asks me for the oath bow to give to Layla, I would do it.
Felix doesn't have the capacity to have sexual tension, I imagine, like Dairon can, so...
So yeah,
Like, I feel like I'm not wrong in that.
no, you're not wrong.
You're
No,
not.
you're not.
But yeah, Dairon, if you want to give Layla the oath bow as a like token of affection, I will give it to you.
God, this is gonna be a whole thing, isn't it?
Oh,
We are not going to let it not be a thing. You
Rue's
know
just
that.
like, you do realize we were trying to kill her like months ago, right? And Tristina
Yeah,
is
but
our
that's flirting
friend.
for Dairon.
Tristina's our friend, for God's sake.
Also, when I'm saying I will give it to Darren, I'm saying that out of character. Felix will not
Oh.
understand that relationship. Darren will have to ask for it.
I will say, out of character, like, if we're doing the jokey bit, Sour just turned to Rue and be like, listen, you do not understand. This is normal.
I'm not Ace, and I don't understand it, Rua says.
Rua, you have to understand, for Dairon trying to kill each other is
we were
flirting.
in court trying to get her to stop getting into trouble. Like, to
don't
get her
know what-
from causing trouble.
I
I know
don't know
she's our ally, but, like, Tristina exists.
I don't know what to tell you. Daggers to the throat is a love language, and I cannot explain to you in more detail.
She likes them feisty. Not
But-
much we can do about it here, folks.
Don't worry, Rua, you're an ace guy. I think we'd all agree,
Okay.
right?
You're a gem, Felix, figuratively.
Never change.
What does Seamus's figures have to do with it?
But
I don't
what's
know.
it called?
To be fair, I don't know Tristina as well.
Rue would actually say. To be fair, I think the last time any of you really had a chance to talk to Tristina was actually at that same festival where Zara's kicked the shit out of Aldane.
I do think I did actually talk to her then.
Yeah, because she got plastered because she
Yeah.
was missing her brother.
Yeah. And it felt incredibly awkward. I'm just gonna leave the oath bow, and one of you can
Because
pick it
Darren
up.
had flashbacks of Akra kicking the shit out of Darren's ancestor.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave the oath bow there, and either Darren or Rua can take it and give it to whoever they want.
Rua doesn't care about giving it to Tristina. He just doesn't see the point giving it to Liam. Rua would actually say, "Do you even know Liam's sexual preference?"
It doesn't matter. This is just for the bit at this point.
Oh, so you're just a simp, Darren. I get it.
Oh, buddy. Out of character, I do feel like this is a very funny bit.
I think it's fine to go with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with Darren. Like, now that they're not our enemy, suddenly Layla's a lot more attractive. Like,
I
don't-
think there was like a weird amount of sexual tension even when we were knives out.
I can't wait for Darren to figure out that, like, Layla only likes cis men.
Oh,
Like, Seamus is quite tasty. She's just like, imagine.
Hey, yo! No, I'm kidding.
Oh, she just NTRs Oriana from Aldane.
oh my god.
That'd be awful.
I will, like, not gonna lie though, it would be a very funny bit if I think, like, to Dairon though, like, it's the same thing that you get with a lot of these characters.
No, I get it. It's fine. I like it.
Just
I've
so
also-
we're all.
What'd you do?
Oh god. But yeah, if you want to give it to Layla, go for it.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We've done this. We've done enough of the funny bit now that.
As you give the oath bow to Layla, she actually says, "Oh, I feel like I recognize this kind of weapon. Did you get this from the Underdark?"
Yeah, actually.
Oh, that explains a lot. She just like frowns. I believe my mother's side of the family came from that part of the Underdark.
I'm sorry if this brings up bad memories.
No, it's just From what I remember seeing in the dossier as well, Rua's drow side of his family's from there.
That is true. That is the thing.
No, don't tell me. And she like puts her hand over her mouth as like her eyes widen.
We are not. We don't have
Am
to
I-
think about that.
Am I his cousin?
If you're both highborn enough, that's not unreasonable.
Oh no.
But
No wonder I despise him on sight.
there's a lot going on there.
Just out of character, I'm pretty sure Dairon has talked with the Aldean at least about like the different family trees of the Cordician nobility because of intrigue.
Probably.
I mean, Akra's from like the lowest class. He basically came from like a remote hunting village on a different continent, and then is like the only survivor from that village. And you know, Karen's from a different plane of existence.
Right. So like,
Literally, only Rua's mother's side of the family is like from this continent / plane. Because Akra's also spent more time not in the Prime dimension than he has actually been in the Prime, really. But that's for another thing. But yeah, she just like... You can see, even though she's like accepting the bow, she's also got like that sort of existential dread, realizing that like she's very likely related to him.
I mean,
It's fine. I've had worse relations.
gotta
I mean,
say,
you fought a few of them and probably killed several of them.
definitely killed your dad.
Yeah.
That's not a great way to flirt.
She hates her dad.
Still though, hey, I killed your dad. Want to bang?
I'll be honest, that'd probably be the best way to get, like, to bang her, is to just say, hey, you hate your dad? I killed him? You know?
Heyo,
Nudge, wink,
cheers.
wink.
But yeah, she's like, yeah, you did. Anyway, thank you. I'll make sure to put this to good use.
Glad to hear it. Best of luck, Layla.
You sound like one of us is going to die.
Look,
Is
I'm
this one of
about
those...
to
I've read
I'm a-
enough novels. Is this one of those death flag things?
possibly. I'm actively walking into a war zone.
I mean, you already did once.
True. And I've been lucky. Let's see how long I can keep that up.
I think you can keep it up.
Sure I can.
But,
We should test that later. I should test that later. And just laughs and just walks away.
as you guys are like getting ready to prepare for leaving Black Crane, When the morning comes after the 2 days of waiting, you are awoken quite early. And Guy leads you to the gates of Rainwall with 2 horses, 1 for each cart. Prody will actually say he will man one of the carts because he is actually able to. He knows how to ride animals now since he's been gone.
Oh, does he now?
What does that mean, Felix?
That was out of character, because Felix wouldn't know what that is.
No, I think it's funny if like Felix is just like suddenly accusatory, but doesn't actually mean any sexual innuendos. Like he's just thinking of something completely different. I think that would be funnier though.
Meanwhile, Aldean's just smirking at Dairon.
But yeah, as I was saying, I mean, heck, you saw me use the war beast as an actual fucking war beast now.
Tyler just gives a look at Aldean. What?
Oh, nothing.
But yeah, I'll use the cart at the back. I don't have as good perception as any of you guys really do, so yeah. So Prody's going in a separate carriage to, I assume, Aldean to Darren and Seamus, because they're the ones who've always managed like horse and cart.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is 7 currently. So let me just like do this for now. So Prody, and then Dairon and Seamus. Rua's going to offer going in the second cart because again he's the fastest. It's not that much of an issue if he's like behind. And because he also has good perception, it also means he can just help being perceptive at the rear. So what about Felix and Aldean?
I'll go with Darren and Seamus then.
Well, then we'll ride with Rua and Prody.
Karen will also go with Rua because
Yeah, I
they're related.
I was thinking that, yeah.
So yeah, with the group now set, as you begin to leave the city of Rainwall, we're going to call it a session here.
Alright.
Yep.
The next session will actually be traveling, and yeah. Should be fun. You'll have to decide if you want to do Yuto and if you want to do the Temple of Suzaku for next, or Byaku's, because again, you're not going to be able to get straight from either temple to each other. So it's really dealer's choice on whether you want to do Seamus's temple or Aldane's temple first.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if you go to Yuto and the Zenith Peak, you'll be able to touch base with Hayato.
Yeah.
And catch up with him. Either way, regardless of what you do, Karen will be leaving anyway, because she's going to be going to Akira's home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really up to you what you want to do with that. But that's for next session anyway. Think of it as homework you guys can do when you debate.
What homework now?
Alrighty.
The homework being deciding whether you want to go to the Zenith Peak or Frostfang Mountains as your temple destination.
I thought we were done with homework.
No.
Never. Where are we on the map now? Are we still in Rainwall, or are we?
You're like leaving Rainwall. Like you've passed through the gates, so. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
That was a good session. Thank you.
We've actually done
thanks,
some
man.
inventory management. Some of that gear's been in that fucking handout for years. Real life years.
To be fair, we should have done that a while ago. Just never did.
I forgot you guys had a decanter of endless water, I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
We're gonna need to take advantage of that more.
It's a good thing if you can, flash freeze something.
Well, here's the thing. Fucking Aldane now has a ring of water walking.
Yeah, so you could, well... I mean... The ring wouldn't necessarily help, because, I would not say Aldane would, struggle with traction anyway.
It's still a handy thing to have, especially if we're, on a water map.
Yeah, I mean... Also, the decanter of endless water can be good if, you're suddenly running out on water to drink, or, I assume you've always just been using that to refill water skins?
Let's say we have.
Because it's not a attunement item, so... But yes. Yeah, so... It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun having Prody back.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the casts have actually leveled up in the time you've been gone. Prody's actually a bit lower level than you guys. He's only level 9. But, he can catch up, I'm sure.
Also, can we say that Turum and I shared spell books, and I can copy one of his spells?
Okay. Let me see. So, I will screenshot the list of spells he has.
Right.
They have.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go from there.
Right.
Yes. That's to be the session, though.
Yeah.
And a good one.
So that's also the stream. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon.
And otherwise, hopefully we shall see you on Tuesday. Good night.
Later.
All right.